right, let's try this again. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. It says I'm live. Am I live? Good afternoon, everybody. All right, there we go. There's somebody. How you doing? So the further we make it through this shutdown, the more it's starting to seem like the whole thing is just a lie to take down middle to lower income families. Called my property management company today. Said, hey, what's the deal with the rent? You know, when is everything going to go back to normal? And you know, how much am I going to owe by when? When will you start issuing eviction notices, stuff like that? And they said, you know what? It's been weird. We've actually been issuing eviction notices since this thing started. You need to call your governor, which here in Arizona, our governor is Doug Ducey. And she said to, you know, complain to your governor, call the office, speak directly to them. I was like, that's harder than you may think. You can't just call them and be like, hey, I'd like to talk to Mr. Ducey. And you know, they put you on the phone with him. Usually get run around through a bunch of hoops, and your message goes into some black hole, endless void. You can go down there, go to the office, you talk to a representative, they take notes, and then they say, okay, well, we'll get back to you, and then nobody ever gets back to you. I did talk to our state representative, Andy Biggs, at the Trump rally when Trump was here in Arizona. Gave him my card. A week later, he made a video about FISA abuse, so I know he listened to me. But anyway, with this shutdown, apparently, at least here in Arizona, with Congressman Doug Ducey, the executive order that he issued was completely untruthful, and it only protects homeowners with a federal loan or renters that are on Section 8. So if you're a person with a conventional loan, not a federal loan, or if you are on Section 8, government assisted rent, then you're protected. Sorry, I think I misspoke. Anyway, if you have a federal loan or you're on federal assistance, you're protected. So if you're part of the big system, the matrix, then you're protected. If you are trying to do things on your own, you are not protected. There's no help. I've called everyone. I've filled out every application. I've done everything that I can to try to get some assistance, to try to get some kind of information, what's going on. No help financially. I haven't received the stimulus check that all kinds of other people have been getting. And I'm told today that so I haven't paid May's rent. And I'm told today that the assistance was never really in place. The property management company that I just saw an F-16 fly by me, that looked like an F-16 flying pretty low over Goodyear Airport. Sorry, distracted, shiny object. I see a fighter jet and it gets my attention. That looks like a fighter jet. It's kind of far away. Huh. Interesting. Now he's banking left and up. All right, so basically the rental agency, the property management company, hold on, has been doing people a favor. Hold on. Not sure what that plane. Let's see. What is that? I'm not sure what that plane is. That's some kind of fighter jet. I try to get that on camera. It just flew directly over my head. Okay, so they've been doing everybody, quote, a favor by not evicting people, because this executive order here in Arizona didn't actually protect anyone from eviction other than people on Section 8 and people with federal home. So the rest of everyone else that is independent, doing things on their own without the federal government, the term I think the lady used was just goes down the drain. So there's that. So I owe rent for May, and now June is coming up. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to be late on that. On top of that, eBay deferred payments during the shutdown. So 2 months of not having to pay eBay fees, which in my store I pay $1,200 to $1,400 a month in eBay fees. You know, it's like paying rent at a brick and mortar place. You just pay a certain percentage of your income for the store, depending on what your subscription level is. That added up. eBay sent me an application to sign up for prorated payments that are separated over 6 months. So after the shutdown ends, those payments are divided up and added to the amount that you owe over 6 months. That's what I signed up for. That's what they told me they would do. And less than a week ago, I get my notification for my invoice that says that my total invoice is now due, and it's $4,000. So that's 3 months of payments, and all that did was prolong the bill that's coming. There's been no way to recover from the shutdown. I haven't, it's hard to say exactly how much I lost, but $7,000 to $10,000 in income during the shutdown. My sales went down 50%. I had a month where only my expenses were covered in the store, shipping expenses and eBay fees. I had no money to pay the bills. Thankfully, a couple people helped me out, was able to pay the rent and some bills. So, all right, we're gonna have some street theater going on here at the post office. Now here, watch when I pull up. We got the lady getting out of her car that parked way over the line. Now here we have the homeless gentleman with the mask. And this is called street theater, folks, believe it or not. I can almost guarantee you this guy isn't homeless. He's getting a paycheck. And yeah, you'd have to go back, and if you're not a targeted individual, if you haven't really researched the street theater that goes on with targeted individuals, it'd be tough for you to understand what I'm talking about right now. So anyway, I've got $4,000 in eBay fees to pay to keep my store open, and I owe 2 months of rent by the 5th of June. So that's about $7,000. I have about $2,000 to my name right now. So that leaves me with $5,000 I need to come up with by the 5th. Yep. Willis is telling her, hey, you parked over the line. He's not happy about it. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm a single dad, my kid, trying to pay the bills. Just trying to stay afloat, keep a roof over our head. It's summer here in Arizona. It's 103 right now. We've got to run our air conditioner. That bill's going up. It's going to be ridiculous. There's a lot of stuff showing up. I've been running this business for 10 years, paying the bills. At one time it was pretty good. I was looking at buying some property, building a house, and it feels like this is the final nail in the coffin. I don't know. Miracles happen, right? Somebody mentioned something about debt relief May 30th and going into Jasara or Nasara, I forget which one, the 1st through the 15th. Anyway, I have to go into the post office. I'm going to leave this on for a minute. Be right back. So how would this guy get 3 shopping carts to the post office? And why in front of the post office? And we got, all right, as I'm trying to back out, we got a lady walking behind my truck, which when it would have been nice for her to just go in front. Parking in the disabled parking with no disabled placard on her car. Guess some people just do what they want. Yeah, you should do what you want, but not when it, yeah, whatever. All right, so I know I'm not the only one in the position that I just got done explaining. If you're just showing up to the live stream here, about how all these government entities and corporations have deferred payments throughout the shutdown. Small business owners and workers lost a ton of money during the shutdown. Their finances were impacted. Mine over 50% in my store, which put me so far behind. And all these deferred payments, now that all of a sudden they're just saying, hey, all of that money we deferred to help you out, we're not going to separate into prorated increments so you can slowly recover. We want it all right now. So this is basically the final nail in the coffin for a lot of people. There are 40 million people that have been out of work that signed up for unemployment. Just the people that have signed up for unemployment. I've got zero assistance. Anything that I submit an application for, anything that I call about, no matter what, I'm back. It says the phone overheated. It says the phone overheated. So anyway, I'm not just getting on here to complain. This is to document just the events that are going on here in the United States. Like I said, I know I'm not the only person that's going through this. I believe there are like 1.5 million people that are illegally watch listed, targeted, and on a mass scale, many more than that. So if you don't work for a giant corporation, some kind of government entity, some kind of business that's in the club, this is a slow takedown. It's been going on for a long time, and this is I'm not sure what's going to happen for a lot of people. I'm not going to give up. Hank Williams Jr. wrote a song called "A Country Boy Can Survive." Now, I was born and raised in California, but there's a lot of places in California where there's some country boys. I grew up in the Central Valley where there's a lot of farming. I've lived in Tennessee, lived in Oklahoma, lived in Texas. Spent a lot of time out in nature, fishing, feeding myself that way. Not because I had to. It was by choice then, but who knows now. The main thing I'm worried about is my daughter. I've made it this long raising my daughter. I don't know what I'm going to do. And there's a lot of other parents that are in similar situations right now. Like, how are we going to feed our kids? What are we going to do? don't know the answer. I don't know the answer right now. I see a lot of good things happening as far as the information coming out about watch list and surveillance, and it's not just surveillance, but they're doing kind of a slow disclosure. The press secretary said if a 3-star Army general can be targeted and attacked like this, imagine what can happen to the average American citizen. President Trump has been tweeting out a lot of things about illegal surveillance. He just did an interview with Cheryl Atkinson, who actually I've been on some of the same talk shows as Cheryl Atkinson. I believe she was on Crowdsource the Truth, possibly Karen and I can't remember exactly which show it was on that I was on also, but we both spoke on the same show. I think it was Crowdsource the Truth, talking about what she had gone through being targeted by the government. It didn't sound like it was as severe as a full-blown targeted individual, but it was targeting. And the president just did an interview with her, is tweeting on Twitter now that illegal surveillance, or Americans should not be surveilled, etc., etc. People are being removed from government positions, intel positions, and new people are being installed. So I just hope something will happen soon to help us. Hopefully, we didn't just go through all of this for nothing, and spend all of our time and energy trying to fight this, trying to bring light to this subject, to just, be like, well, as Nancy Pelosi said, if we're willing to put up with some collateral damage, she's talking about us. Collateral damage is when you lose something on your side, on your team. When they're the ones that are targeting us as globalist agenda, we're not on their team, so we're not collateral damage. We are casualties that they're chalking up as wins because we're against their agenda. So I think that's all I have to say about that right now. I can't think of anything else. I just wanted to talk about this whole situation that I'm in, that I know a lot of other people are in. They're struggling. And for those of you that have helped out in the past, thank you very much for helping me just make it this far with the roof over our head and pay these bills up until now. This shutdown just really, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back, the final nail in the coffin, whatever you want to call it. It was a huge sucker punch, huge hit to the future of my family's livelihood. So hopefully we'll get some backup, like a kid on the playground getting bullied by like O'Doyle. It's that movie, Billy Madison with Happy Gilmore. O'Doyle rules. O'Doyle's always picking on people. We need somebody to come in and kick O'Doyle's ass. Get all the lunch money back from O'Doyle and give it back to the ones that have been beaten up and stolen from. So, well, let's see if that happens. By the way, if you're new to my channel and you're wondering, wait, this guy's broke? Look at this neighborhood he lives in. Go back and listen to my old videos. I tried to move out of this neighborhood. I bought a really cheap piece of property in West Virginia. I was going to pack up everything I own, put it in utility trailer that I use for work. Move myself and my daughter out there to the piece of property. Try to fix up the structure that's on it good enough to live in that. That way I'd have no rent, just have property taxes and utility bills, electric bill, stuff like that. And then be able to keep up with the business and catch up, pay taxes, continue providing for myself and my family. And then since I was arrested on January 4th, 2018, 3 weeks after I uploaded a video of a corrupt police officer engaging in psychological torture, and I made that police officer, well, she made herself look really bad. She conducted herself terribly. I uploaded that video. 3 weeks later, I was arrested, spent about $50,000 in court trying to defend myself, went through kangaroo court, corrupt attorney, corrupt judge, and I'm on probation. I've made it through almost a year of probation. I was sentenced in June last year. So it's been just almost exactly a year that I made it through probation. I filled out an interstate compact form, which you had to pay $300 just to request permission to leave the state. They dragged their feet on that forever. It took them like 4 months to even do anything. By the time it got around to where I could still make the decision to move, it was frozen in West Virginia, and I wouldn't be able to move and work on the house outside. It would be basically impossible to do anything. And my daughter was right in the middle of the school year. It would have disrupted everything, and I'm trying to be the best parent I can. And it's tough to make these decisions, and especially when being sabotaged. So thankfully enough information has gone out to the general public where a random person that has no idea about, well, I shouldn't say no idea, but that maybe has heard a little bit of information about targeting, what happens to targeted individuals, what happens to some of you, what happens to me. Understand that this isn't just complaining or making excuses or thinking somebody's after you, whatever. That this is real. American citizens have been targeted. The President and General Flynn, George Papadopoulos, Carter Page, all those people that have that are known to be targeted in the mainstream society. That's just the very, very tip of the iceberg. Now Cheryl Atkinson has made it onto some mainstream news talking about being targeted, but there are so many of us that have gone through this, and it's just an uphill battle and a constant chess match, basically. Moves and counter moves. Just like Dr. Robert Duncan says, you know, it's a series of moves and counter moves. Hyper game theory. Anything that irritates you, upsets you, brings your vibration down, however you want to say it, is used against you more and more. So it basically teaches you to lose all feeling. Anything you care about or you love is attacked. And you're constantly jumping through hoops, making moves and counter moves just to make it through everyday life. You can never get ahead, get to the point where you're financially independent from all these attacks. The harder you work, the harder they push back. The better you do, the harder they push back. The luckier you get, if you just happen to have some good luck, something good happens, bam, big attack. It's everything is proved through timing and repetition. So anyway, Okay, I'm just going to check out some of these comments, and I'm going to do my best to say hi and um, respond to some of these. Okay, Safety Man says hi. Hi. How you doing, Junior Velasquez? Tanya Bauer, how you doing? Hope everything's going better for you. Dr. Dingledorf says, love the hat. My West Virginia hat. Yeah, I found it while I was going through all my other hats, looking through inventory. I said, oh, hey, West Virginia. Kind of want to go there. Never been there. Seen a few videos of my property. Friend drove by there for me and took a few videos. Got that for dirt cheap. Don't know if I'm going to lose that or not. A few people here are commenting about the crisis actor slash live action role player slash possible homeless guy. Not um, not the case. That guy has a nice apartment or nice house somewhere. He's getting paid. Will says things are getting weirder and weirder for sure. Actually, the organized stalking and harassment that I've dealt with that I realized I was dealing with over the last. Well, my phone kept overheating. For the 10 people that are still here, I apologize. That happened. All right, so that's my live stream for the day. Just documenting my own personal story, going through this for posterity, and to show repetition and talk about the takedown that's going on of empowered individuals. And oh, is my beard that gray? Jeez. The gang stalking that occurs. Sorry, I'm just checking out my beard. Maybe it's the sunlight. Here, let me check this out. So anyway, I'm going to try to do my best to keep a good sense of humor through this, keep up my fighting spirit, keep my vibrations high, and wish the best for all of you, and hope for a better future for all of us. I think I should just shut up now. Everybody have a good day. I'm going to get the calculator out, the abacus, take my shoes off, whatever, start adding some things up, do some math, try to brainstorm. All that. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Love you all. Talk to you later.